Hello friends. I am just as surprised as you are to be holding this camera. I didn't know if I would be returning to YouTube. I didn't know if it was something that I wanted. My life has been so good and I've been so happy and just enjoying like living that I didn't really miss it. But a couple weeks ago I was talking to Steven and I realized that I was starting to miss it. I don't know if it's this time of the year that brings out the spirit in me, but I've been missing content. But honestly, I've also been missing editing. I love the creativity of it all. And I thought I'd grab the camera and see where it goes. I make zero promises about anything, but I felt ready to grab the camera. So it's been a really, really long time since we've talked. There's probably a lot to catch up on, but also maybe not. I've just been really happy. So happy. Yeah, so we are going to pick up this camera. I might show you a little around the house, some changes that we've made since we've lived here, because the last video probably was January or the end of Vlogmas. So show you some things. The house is decorated for Halloween right now. But yeah, we've been making little changes as we settled in and figuring all the things out. But welcome back. So yeah, we've made some changes to the house, not a huge deal, but like some of the big ones are, we ended up taking grass cloth in this part of the home and lining all of the walls. It's just such a beautiful texture and adds so much warmth. But yeah, we really love it. The one thing with grass cloth is you're always going to see the seams of it. That's the nature of grass cloth. So you just have to be able to embrace that piece of it all. Normally this rug is like a blue and green, really beautiful hand tufted rug. But for the fall and winter, I wanted to pull out some of my Persian rugs, and I brought up my antique one that you guys will remember from New York in our kitchen. But I thought I'd show you like some of the fireplaces for Halloween. So this one is incredible. The burgundy picks are from A Floral. Don't recommend them. They're a little overpriced for what they are. But the grapevine is from my backyard here. And I wove it all through the garland up into all of the pieces. And then I added all of these cute little moths. And they're on little metal, like almost florist wire. So you're able to like pull them away. And a little crow sitting in there. And then I didn't do anything in the kitchen. I do have this really cute mummy container. And then I didn't have anything to put in it, so I shoved that crock in it for it to keep its shape. But here we have recently painted this little nook, which is kind of like our everyday living room. So we painted the ceiling, everything, to just make it like a little bit moodier. We painted the built-ins. That was like a big change here. And then I just have my little Halloween village in here, some pumpkins and lanterns, and then I made this garland. And also it has the moths in it as well. I'm hosting Halloween this year. I did it last year too for my family. We're actually doing a murder mystery where we're all different characters. There will be a murder, we'll have to solve the crime, all of the things. So that's happening on the 25th. So I've been preparing because I need to turn my house into a bookstore for the murder mystery and the plot of it all. So I've been slowly gathering things, but it is Saturday. Not much is going on. Steven ran Mabel for a walk before it rains, and then I had to run to Verizon. I bought the iPhone Air last week and I really don't like it. The battery was terrible and the speaker was terrible, and I really wanted to love it. As far as like aesthetics, it is beautiful, but I ended up ordering an iPhone 17 Pro Max, and it's back ordered, so it'll be here in a couple days. But just, I do not recommend the Air. If you use your phone a lot at work and during the day, it doesn't hold up. I thought we'd sit and catch up a little. I don't know what to really talk about except that life has been really, really good. Since you last saw me probably at the end of last Vlogmas, I've really been taking care of myself. I have essentially worked out unless I'm under the weather. I have worked out or ran like every day for over 250 days. I feel so good. I actually feel the fittest I've probably ever been. I ran 8 miles just the other weekend, but I feel really good. I feel comfortable in my skin. I am so happy with where I'm at and just feel so comfortable. And that has also played a huge role in just like my mental health. I feel like when I left New York, I just felt so consumed with like stress and anxiety that like you kind of stop taking care of yourself. I would like go to bed as soon as I came home. But I feel like right now, like I really live life. Steven and I have become so much closer as a couple and so happy. And yeah, I think that's partly why I didn't pick up the camera. I was just so content that I didn't feel like anything was missing. And I now live in a space that like the only things that enter my life are things that are additive, and I definitely felt like I was starting to miss this. Like I said, I also just missed the creative side of like editing and filming and stuff like that. I really do enjoy that part. I also think this time of year plays a huge role in me missing it as well. I know the first question you'll ask is, am I going to do Vlogmas? And I think so, because I've paid money for a custom intro to be made. I actually was just finalizing the last draft with the animator. So yeah, I do think Vlogmas is coming. If not, I will just have a 15-second intro for you. But I do think it is coming because I feel excited again to do this. And what's great now is that I'm doing it for fun. I think YouTube in the past, I was so not happy that it was like kind of an escape to distract myself or keep myself busy or to find joy in doing things that I like, because I just wasn't happy in my life. And I think now I'm coming back to it with like just such a different perspective and lens of it all, and realize now that I really do love it, and I love the connection and all of those pieces to it. So it felt like the right time to pick up the camera. And I thought maybe a couple months ago was the right time, and I picked it up and I realized it wasn't, but this feels like the right time now. And definitely feel like I want to commit to it in some way, but by no means, like I said, am I making any like commitments to anything. I'm just gonna live life and take you along when it feels right and when I feel like I want to. But I do think Vlogmas is on the horizon, and of course decorating for Christmas as soon as Halloween's over. But I feel a lot of pressure. I'm like ready to decorate for Christmas now, but I'm hosting my family, and I'm also, our neighborhood, Halloween is a really big deal. So I have to keep my decorations up for now, but I am definitely really looking forward to taking you through the decorating for this year. Actually, in this video, I'll probably show you the theme because I've been collecting and buying things. As you know, I changed up my theme. I'm kind of disappointed with myself. I kind of gave away all my themes and lots of ribbon and ornaments to people in New York, and I wish I would have kept them and moved them because I have so much storage for them now. I wish I would have kept them and not given them away, but c'est la vie. I also gave away some furniture that I probably shouldn't have too, because as you will see when we tour the house, we've had to buy, well, we've pretty much bought all new furniture. I think the only pieces that even came from New York are the dining room set, and we reconfigured our house sofa that we had custom built for our house in New York. We got rid of a couple pieces and downsized it for our family room downstairs. But yeah, I think those are really the only, I think those are seriously the only pieces that we brought. We brought, we did bring our nightstands. We brought our nightstands from New York, but that's really it. That's the only furniture that we moved with. So we've kind of refurnished this whole house. And we love it. This house has totally become like the perfect place for us. It has like little components of every house we've ever lived in, and it just makes us really, really happy. I think as soon as we walked in, we knew this was it. We wanted something, New York was too big. Our first house here was a little too small and the layout wasn't great. Especially like the 3 stories to get a garage was just not worth it. But this house feels really good, and it's definitely a downsize, but it isn't significant. This house is 3,000 square feet. New York was over that, but this feels like a really good size. But what I would say is this house actually feels bigger than our New York house because we're actually like living in all of the spaces. I feel like there were rooms in the house in New York that we just like never even went into. Like I never walked back the main hallway in the New York house. So this house feels larger just because we use and live in all of the spaces now. And I didn't know if I would love such an open concept main living floor, but now that my family is here and my friends, we host so much that it's actually wonderful. And I love the fact that it's so big and open, and I can reconfigure furniture to make it work for whatever I need it to work for. This Christmas, we have 3 fireplaces that we have to decorate. So that is the best thing because my favorite thing to decorate is a mantle and a fireplace. So we have 3 for Christmas. I didn't really go all out last year for Christmas because we literally bought this house in December and moved in. And I also had the flu when we moved in, if you remember from Vlogmas. So I really have been able to thoughtfully plan out Christmas decor this year, and I'm super, super excited about it. I think it's going to be beautiful. Like I said, I'll show you the theme in a little bit. But yeah, life has been good. Steven and I both, we love our jobs. I work with the best human beings on the planet. There is no existence of Sunday scaries. Like I cannot wait to go to work each week, and I miss it when I'm not there. And I love my job. I love it. I truly just work with amazing humans, and every day is a joy. I can't even really remember or count the times that I've been stressed because they're so few and far between. And I feel like I used to operate constantly at a level of stress and anxiety. And like Sundays, by the time noon rolled around, I was already dreading the week ahead. None of that exists now. And I've realized that like we kind of normalized as a society the Sunday scaries, and they don't need to exist, nor should they. And taking a leap when something doesn't align with your values, I think all things work out. I think God opened every door and made this move like the best thing we've done. It still hasn't sunk in, even though we're going on, oh my gosh, April will be 2 years. Even though it's been like a decent amount of time, at least a couple times a week while I'm driving and like looking at the city skyline or coming into the city to our house from work, I am just in awe that we did it and how it has changed my life in every way. And just how happy I am being with my family has been amazing. Steven's family has come and visited. I think they like having a place to come and visit, which we love having them. But yeah, things are really, really wonderful. And I know I haven't seen you in a while, but what you can know is that life has been really, really good. And I'm excited now to pick up the camera when I'm feeling so good and eager to share. Like I said, it's Saturday. I'll give you like an official little house tour, talk to you about some things. I know you guys will be curious about some links. Things that I think you'll probably like will be linked down below for you. We'll do a little house tour. I'll preview the Christmas decor for 2025. And we'll see what else we get into. I also might bake some banana bread for Steven today because I have 3 bananas that I got to use. But yeah, we will do all the things, and I will see you shortly. I am at my favorite garden shop. It's called Gardens on the Green, and it's just incredible. I'm looking for some topiaries and some pots and things, but if you are ever in the Charlotte area, Gardens on the Green is where you gotta go because it's just incredible. And like they have this all set up so beautifully. But yeah, favorite spot. Hi friends, I am back from the greenhouse and Steven and I just were eating lunch. Steven ran downstairs. He's gonna take his afternoon nap as he always does. And I thought I'd show you what I grabbed at the greenhouse. Some stuff is downstairs, but I'll show you what I grabbed. We have a farmer's market on King Street, or is it King's Drive? I can't remember, but it's our neighborhood farmer's market, and I grabbed Steven a little pie for a treat later from one of the stands, and then I grabbed our produce, but I always go and get my flowers there every week. Like this bouquet was 15 bucks, which is crazy good. But look how beautiful this is. And I always just keep flowers right over here on the buffet in the dining room. I just love having fresh flowers all the time. But at the garden shop, first of all, I grabbed this towel there. Look at this. I'll have to pull it up on the counter. Look how beautiful this towel is. It's just so pretty. And actually the price was really, really good. They have like a little bit of like a boutique-y home store inside. So I grabbed that while I was in there. But the big purchase and what I was looking for is my topiary. So this is my topiary that I picked up. I thought it was so beautiful. They actually import all of their terracotta planters from antique stores and thrift stores in France. So this is a pot imported from France, and then they pot it there for you, and they teach you how to pot it, and you get to pick out your topiary, and they have so many pots. So I picked that up. This is just like the best view in the house. So my stove is right here, and then it looks out over our back garden. We have some big plans, and our arch bush is starting to bloom. Some of the flowers are coming up, and then inside that arch, you can't see. Maybe we'll do a little garden walk tomorrow, but we had a patio laid in the arch, and there's a bistro set, a 2-seater in there. So it's like a tea spot, coffee, a book. It's just perfect. And then eventually I want to hang lanterns from the top of the arch down. So I have the lanterns. I just have to take the time to get them hung because I think they'll look really, really beautiful. So that is my new little topiary. And then I bought some matches. I have to move these pots. I don't know. They were along here, but I actually think I'm gonna keep going to the garden store and maybe getting a couple other topiaries and sit around. I'd like maybe like 2 on this side. I hope this spot works though, so I'm gonna test this spot out first. And then I got a little spritzer for my topiary as well. All right, so I told you guys about the grass cloth in here. Also, I gotta show you something really funny. I was at Home Goods and there was a white lacquered poodle, and Steven, I texted him a picture of it and he's like, you gotta get it. And then we spray painted it matte black, and it's just like this little quirky addition to the house, and I absolutely love it. If you remember from Vlogmas, I got this fiddle leaf fig and it was probably about that tall, and now it is about that tall. We found its happy spot. It is doing so well here. But the crazy part is it started growing a whole other tree. We don't know how or why. We've never had one do this before, but it's growing a whole tree, and we're just letting it go to see what it ends up doing. But yeah, we recently got all of our picture lights installed and then bought some new lamps. They're so cute. So we've been kind of jazzing up some areas, switching out some art, moving things around. But this is kind of that main open living floor that I just love so much. It's so nice to just have it all open and airy. And then another bigger addition we've done to change the house is we had this molding installed all the way down our hallway. We're super happy with it. Let me take you to our primary bedroom and show you what I did in there because it's really cool. So here's a Mabel update. She is doing so good. She is a wonderful baby girl. She is spoiled as can be, and the love of our lives. Oh, also, I got a new tattoo. So I added a Roman numeral 3 My two best friends, Janelle and Holly, we actually all got this tattoo in May together. So we each have a different symbol. So I had my hummingbird from my grandma just like touched up, and then we all got our 3s, but we all have them on our arm or wrist. But Mabel's doing so well. Look at her. Do you want to say hi to everyone? You're my baby girl. All right, so the inspiration of our bedroom, and kind of like what I've been going with the house in general, is mixing antiques and more modern furniture. Bedroom, very much inspired by Carrie Bradshaw's bedroom, and Just Like That. I actually researched and bought her actual tableside lamps and then her paper lantern lamp. I took a while perusing everything, but was able to find it. So I bought that. But what's really cool is I created and built this canopy myself. It is a curtain rod and on hooks. And then I got some tapestry, jacquard curtains. And I wanted ones with tassels. And yeah, I rigged it with hooks and curtain rods and then dropped the fabric behind. And I just love the mix because our furniture is pretty modern and just really enjoy it. And then I actually got Carrie Bradshaw sheets. They're from Parachute. And I like the mix of pattern that they do. So I have like the floral, the stripe, the solid, and like this very much mix of old and new. And it's a vibe that I'm really, really loving. We are getting a really cool chair and lamp for this section. We just haven't rushed because I want to find the exact one. If I could, I would love to get an antique leather broken in chair that still has a lot of life in it, but is really worn in. So I'm keeping my eyes for the perfect chair. And then those are the double doors into my closet. Steven and I have separate closets, which is necessary in our life, but I have an enormous closet. I actually love it, and it's bigger than my New York closet because this is all mine. Steven and I shared in New York. And then over here, I have to have a TV in my bedroom. I just have to. But I wanted it to kind of like disappear, so I have art around it. And then I got some wood grain washi tape and I framed out this TV to help it just soften a little bit and blend in. I'm actually really, really happy with how it turned out. I have like zero complaints about it. Very happy. What do you think? What do you think, baby girl? What do you think? Who's my baby? Who's my baby? Yes, who is? Yes, who is my baby girl? So, little story is, when would it have been? I can't remember if it was the summer or was it May. I think it is probably like spring. It all blends together, but we got in touch with the Carolina Poodle Rescue, and we actually rescued and brought home a dog. Her name was Maud. If you follow me on Instagram, you got to see her. She was a party poodle and we loved her. We had her for about a week. So we got her on a Saturday, and then that Friday, the following Friday, we had been noticing that she was doing like a little bit of stalking behavior with Mabel, but we were really just thinking that it was them trying to figure each other out and just like trying to figure out each other's role in the house and things like that. But that Friday night, Maud attacked Mabel, and Steven and I had to fight to get them apart, and it was really, really scary. Steven and I both have scars from it. I had punctures in my arm and in my back and in my leg where I got my body in between them, and eventually I was able to hand and push Mabel to Steven, and he was able to get them apart. But we had to end up returning her. It was so sad because she didn't know any better, and we really wanted it to work out, but Mabel ended up having to have emergency surgery because she had a pretty big tear. They had to make sure it was deep enough that they had to make sure her intestine wasn't punctured. So she had surgery and a bunch of stitches, and yeah, it didn't work out. But now we're totally afraid to welcome another dog into the house. And we felt terrible that Mabel was scared in the house for a good month or so. It took her a while to get back to normal. So we think it's just gonna be her. But we really, really wanted it to work out. The good news is Maud has been adopted and is really happy in her new home, and that's all that we cared about. We loved her a ton, and we're sad it didn't work out, but we had to keep Mabel safe, right? We had to keep her a safe girl. We had to keep her a safe girl. All right, she's over it. You are always wondering what planner I'm using, and I've actually switched back into a paper planner, and I have discovered the Filofax clipbooks. Like, this is all like soft, if you can tell, and what I love is it lays really flat. So it's a 6-ring A5. I just have a little horseshoe charm and like this tassel, and then you open it up. I've put blank pages on the front just to keep my other information private, but these came with the Filofax. I have 2026 inserts on the way, but what I love about this calendar is it opens up, and this just comes inside it when you buy a clipbook. And then on this one, I just have a daily page, and I just bought undated until 2026 comes, but it has a schedule, must get done, to-do list, notes, water, and today's mood. And then I have some dot grid paper in the other sections, but I have really been loving this. I love this neon yellow. It's like a Saffiano leather, so it has a nice texture that won't scratch. They're super reasonable, and I really have been happy with it. It's easy to carry and take and throw in my work bag, but I love it. I don't know, because I like a daily page, I don't know if the rings are big enough to hold a whole year's worth, but I could easily do 6 months of daily pages and then switch them out. But I am so incredibly happy with this, and I'm excited for my 2026 inserts to come. I just think it's so different and fun. I haven't found many things, and I came across this and I just love it. And like, look how good the neon is. It's just so fantastic. Hi friends, it is now Sunday, and I really didn't film much well, what you see is what I filmed. I'm just getting dinner ready. I was out today running a bunch of errands. I had to go to Goodwill and get some old books for the Halloween party. I also found a really cool table at Goodwill for 10 bucks. I'll show that to you in a little bit. But right now I'm just prepping dinner, so I'll show you an easy white chili recipe. All right, I shredded a rotisserie chicken into my crock pot. I'm just gonna put it on low, and I'm going to add about, actually I'm gonna just do a box of chicken stock. Just the whole thing. I can always thicken it up later if I want to. Then I'm just going to drain and rinse a can of white kidney beans and a can of corn. Adding those in. Beautiful. Now I'm adding in 2 cans of green chilies. Then a splash of any green hot sauce. I have this Tabasco jalapeno. I'm just gonna add a few shakes of that. Now I'm just going to add some onion powder. I have no measurements for you. And then some chili powder. That looks good. I'm going to just give that a quick stir, just to kind of get everything rocking and rolling. And then I'm going to add 1 block of the 1/3 fat cream cheese. I always just use the 1/3. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to put it on low and just kind of let that go. Then we'll hit it with some lime. But like, super simple. It takes 5 minutes to get together. So I'll show you really quick what I grabbed for $10. I got this table and it's missing the other leaf on the side, but for 10 bucks, I just thought it was so cute. So I added it right here. I also love that there's like this little gold edging around it. I'm really, really excited. One thing that I've been toying with is putting like a game table right here for like puzzles this winter. So that might actually happen. I just need to find the right size. And then over here, I have my Pottery Barn ghosts, and Mabel has substantially messed up all of the pillows, but this is a room and space that I really, really love. And then over here, I just kept my computer desk. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. It looks so good. It's been a super exciting Sunday. I'm cooking dinner, but I just literally spent like an hour descaling our ice maker and our coffee machine. It's such a tedious task, but you just gotta do it. I also have the banana bread going. It actually looks almost done. Give it about 6 more minutes and then we'll call it quits. Just pulled the banana bread out of the oven. It looks so good. It's a little darker than I wanted it, but I got distracted descaling all the things. But it still looks gorgeous. All right, friends, I wanted to give you a little glimpse of my Christmas theme for this year. I was originally going to do a lot of color, and then I shied away from it at the last minute, but here's a little sampling of things I've been collecting. So, trying to think how I should do this. So I am going with a really deep red and a dusty blue. So I have a lot of different ribbons, widths, textures, and this will kind of give you a sense of that. So like this dusty blue, and then this is just like collections of ribbon. I also bought some flocked burgundy ornaments and some flocked blue ornaments. I don't know what these are. Oh, these are some metal bows that I purchased. Bought some legitimate horns for in the tree. These are some, I think these are flocked blue ornaments. And then I also stopped at West Elm and got these gold ornaments that are all like oak leaves and flowers and ferns. Thought they were beautiful. But yeah, just a bunch of various ribbons in that burgundy and dusty blue. I thought that was beautiful. Just loved it. And then I also grabbed this with this burgundy in it to add just a little bit more texture. But I thought these were really reasonably priced and really nice for the cost. But these were just delivered. I grabbed these from Zara Home. I don't know if they will go on this tree, but look at those. I just thought they were too cool to not grab. I will use them at some point, but I mean, I might actually include them. I think they add like a lot of great shimmer to the tree. And then I also bought some icicles, but this is the vibe for Christmas this year. Then also bought nutcrackers that are about 2.5 feet tall for each side. I'm gonna do my tree here. And then I think for my garland this year, I'm going to swag it on each end and make it really big and grand. And then this one is gonna get like an asymmetrical swag that matches it a bit. But yeah, that's the vibe for Christmas. It's also why I decided to pull this rug, because it has reds and blues in it. So I thought it would go really well with this year's theme. But that's the vision that we're going with for the holidays this year. And I'm really excited about it. And I think it's going to look really, really good. I actually think I'm going to end this video here. I know it's long. I want to get it to you all. So take care of yourself, take care of others, be kind. Kindness is free. Give it to everyone. Until next time, bye-bye.